Hi there, hope you're having an amazing day and welcome to my channel, Gardening Journey with Eds. And today's video guys, I have here a snowball or a mountain cactus and I'll show you on how to propagate this one. So this is just a small one guys, so it's easy to show you on how to propagate this one. So as you can see, this one have lots of babies. And with the use of my tweezer, let's pick the babies one by one gently. So we have quite a few here. So if you are new to planting and you want to multiply and propagate your plants, you can buy a small pot like this and pick the one that already have lots of babies, and that way you can propagate them right away as soon as you get home. And so this is what I do when I start gardening and loving plants, guys. So there are a few more small ones, but I will also pick them and just leave the mother plant again. Do you know almost cacti are succulents, meaning they have thick and fleshy parts adapted to store water? Unlike many other succulents, the stem is the only part of most cacti where this vital process takes place. Most species of cacti have lost-through leaves, retaining only spines, which are highly modified leaves, as well as defending against herbivores. Spines help prevent water loss by reducing airflow close to the cactus and providing some shades. In the absence of through leaves, cacti and large stems carry out photosynthesis. Now I have here the mother head again with a tiny one left, and let's just put this back here for now. So let's begin giving these new heads or new cuttings their own place. I have here these small plastic pots that I always use when I propagate. So this is just small and tiny, guys. I also have my potting mix ready here, and normally I let them sit and wait for them to colors for a couple of days, which you can do if you want to make sure they won't rot. But instead, I will just use a rooting powder, or if you don't have this kind, you can also use a cinnamon powder. So cinnamon powder is also an alternative for rooting your plants. So rooting powder increases the chances of your cuttings rooting. The roots will also develop faster and stronger than when you don't add additional hormones to your growing cuttings. And also cinnamon powder helps protect seedlings against rot, which ultimately accelerates growth. What is more, for seedlings, you do not need to prepare the cinnamon solution. Simply sprinkle some ground cinnamon directly on the seedlings and the rest should take care of itself. So this Pediocactus simpsonii, known by the common names mountain cactus, snowball cactus, and mountain ball cactus, is relatively common cactus that has adapted to survive in cold and dry environment in high elevation areas of the western United States. It can be found at higher elevations than any other cactus in North America. While not a landscape-dominating plant, it is a relatively common species and the most common member of the genus Pediocactus. Because of its beauty and adaptation to cold environment, it is sometimes grown by gardeners in areas that have few other choices due to the limited number of cactuses with cold adaptations. Like many cactuses, its populations are sometimes threatened by this desirability due to their theft or removal of plants from the wild by collectors. The body of this succulent plant is one or more enlarged rounded stems, like between 2.5 and 15 centimeters wide and 2.5 to 25 centimeters tall, though it is usually less than 15 centimeters in height. The shape of this stem is like an egg with a wider part towards the soil or ovoid, or like a bowl shape, which is globose, but can be flattened out or sunken into the ground in appearance or depressed, particularly in winter. The surface of the plant is covered in pyramid-shaped projections or branchlets called tubercles. At the tip of each tubercle, a round to oval structure 3 millimeters across called an areole. It is covered in fine hairs and is where the cluster of spines grow. The spines are quite hard and smooth and vary in color and size by positions. The spines at the center of the clusters number 4 to 11 are 5 to 21 millimeters long and are dark colors such as reddish brown or even black at the end with a cream to yellow colored base. The spines are arrayed around the centers or radii numbered 12 to 35 per cluster, are between 3 to 13 millimeters long and are white in color. Pediocactus simpsonii has its flowers are grouped at the center top of the stem and are surrounded brown or white woolly hairs. The flowers' buds are blunt shaped. The flowers are fragrant, highly variable in color. The colored inner tepals, casually called petals, coming in white, pink, magenta, yellow, or yellow-green. On cloudy days and at night, the flowers will usually remain partially closed. The inner tepals are 12 to 25 millimeters long and 4.5 to 9 millimeters wide. The scales and the outer tepals of the flowers and buds have toothed edges and may either have no deeper divisions or have a deep lobes like pitchfork and generally have a wavy edge. The outer tepals have a greenish-brown stripe down the middle and have a shape like rounded rectangle but with a tapered base. They are 9 to 20 millimeters long and 3 to 6 millimeters wide. The center of the flowers is filled with numerous pollen-bearing filaments or stamens that are a golden yellow and 6 to 9 millimeters long. The style and stigma lobes are yellowish. The stamen are sensitive to touch and will move inwards to clasp the style if it's stroked. Flowering is from spring through early summer, May to June in Colorado. The genus Pediocactus is small, consisting of just 7 to 9 species. Of these, only Pediocactus simpsonii is widespread or common. It is also quite variable in form and bloom, leading some botanists to recognize many subspecies or to confuse it with other cactuses. The species was named by Engelmann in honor of James H. Simpson, who was a surveyor and commander of the expeditions to Utah in 1858 to 1859, where the first specimens were collected. The genus name Pediocactus comes from the Greek pedion for a plain, which was thought to be the habitat of the genus. Common names for Pediocactus simpsonii related to its habitat includes mountain cactus, snowball cactus, and mountain ball cactus. Because its range extends onto the plains, it is also occasionally as the plain cactus. Based on its scientific name, it is also called Simpson's hedgehog cactus, Simpson's foot cactus, and Simpson's ball cactus. Pediocactus simpsonii is found throughout the interior western United States from Arizona and New Mexico in the south to Idaho and Montana in the north. It can also be found in Nevada, Utah, Colorado, and South Dakota. In Montana, it is only found in the mountains in the southwest of the state near to the border with Idaho. It is found throughout much of the southern, non-panhandle portions of Idaho, including only the western edge. In Wyoming, it grows in the southern and western side of the state. In Nevada, it is found in the mountain ranges of Great Basin, in the eastern side of the state. Utah's population can be found through much of the states where suitable habitat is found. In Colorado, it grows in the foothills, mountains, and west slope of the state. It is found only in new isolated population in northern Arizona, and it's likewise found only in the mountains of northern New Mexico. The attractiveness of the beautiful flowers is noted even in botanical texts, and so mountain cactus is a plant desired by gardeners for use in rock gardens in cold climates. When grown in a garden setting, the mountain cactus requires a loose soil that will not set too hard when it dries. Plants survive well with a growing medium that is 2/3 sand and 1/3 rotted leaves, with a layer of pure sand around the base of the plant. Rotting may occur if water remains around the plant. Flowering is reduced if mountain cactuses are not kept dry and cool during the winter season. This is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!